So I'm not sure that you remember that Mr. Patrick was the music teacher at this school. And a lot of great musicians would have come from this school as well. In the earlier days, I remember the music room was quite a vibrant place. And it had a beautiful piano, I hope it's still there, and real good instruments. So whenever there was a school function, the music students always rendered the items to make sure that we had the same vibe that you just experienced now. Okay, I'm going to move on. I'm going to just get to some well wishes and some congratulations by ex-students. I'm not sure if we have a video. Okay, while we're waiting for that, I'll read you a message that was sent. And I'm sure there's many more like this, but it's a kind of message that is supposed to fuel the hope that we want everybody to have. I was listening to your RCL members, and what struck me is that the one statement, there must always be hope. You know, we live in very difficult times, and I'm sure you hear these speeches all the time, but you are a generation that perhaps would be faced by very difficult problems, more difficult than the previous generations. You know, as we go through our problems of poverty, unemployment, youth unemployment is quite huge. But there must be hope. And I think, you know, we as Posha, we want to make sure that the hope that you have must actually be the seeds so that you can become successful in whatever you do. And I was listening to Mr. Singh just now. You know, one of the things that's essential is discipline. I think if you can commit to the discipline that is required, everybody else around you will commit to the provision that's required to make sure that you achieve what you want to achieve. This is a message that comes from one of the ex-learners, and I'm going to read it for you. My name is Wonderboy Magwanyana, and it gives me pleasure to share my journey about Shallcross Secondary School as it turns 50 today. I am a chartered accountant by profession, and I am based in London, United Kingdom. I was born and bred in Kwakimba, a rural area in Cato Ridge, outside of Durban. Shallcross Secondary holds a special place in my heart, as this is where I started realizing my childhood dreams. I started my journey at Shallcross Secondary in 2009 and left in 2012. I achieved 5 distinctions in my matric year and was awarded the top student due to my performance in matric. I then went on to do my BCom accounting degree at UKZN, graduating in 2016, and I qualified as a chartered accountant in early 2020. In early 2010, I was afforded an opportunity to represent Shallcross Secondary on the English Micro Scholarship Program offered by the US Consulate in Durban. This once-in-a-lifetime opportunity not only changed my perspective on US history, but also granted me an opportunity to meet the famous Black American freedom fighter, Reverend Jesse Jackson. In 2011, at the age of 16, I was also fortunate enough to represent Shallcross Secondary on the FSA Youth Exchange Program to Germany. I spent a month living with a German family in Würzburg, near Frankfurt in Germany. I was able to learn about the German culture, attend school with my German host brother, and travel around Germany. I must be honest and say that this is where my passion for travel began. The following year, I then hosted a German student by the name of Nico Grubka in my rural home in Guaquiba, Gator Ridge. I went on to school with him where he met all the wonderful teachers at Shallcross Secondary and also formed friendships with many learners. Over weekends, we would go on to cultural excursions assisted by my family, as well as some of my teachers. Having enjoyed this time in South Africa, Nico's family then invited me to Germany in 2014. I am particularly moved by the support I received from all my teachers during my time at Shallcross Secondary. Mr. Maraj and Mrs. R.K. Naidu played a crucial role towards my chosen career in chartered accountancy. Mrs. Badri Prasad's English lessons made me fall in love with Shakespeare's writings. Mrs. Pillai's life orientation lessons still remain with me, especially about one's self-esteem and reaching for the stars. Mr. Reddy's lessons about keeping healthy are still with me. Ms. Warner's novels and poems keep me up to date with my culture. And lastly, Mr. P. Pillai's words of encouragement and support are still with me as I continue with my career in Europe. I'm really grateful to Shallcross Secondary for the opportunities that it has offered me. My whole perspective on life completely changed as each of the above experiences materialized before my eyes. May Shallcross Secondary continue to grow in leaps and bounds, and may it continue producing future leaders of tomorrow. Best wishes from Wonder Boy, Magwanyana. Now you see, this is, you can clap. In 5 to 10 years from now, we want to get these messages from you. Okay, you don't have to be in some remote part of the world. All you need to do is to be steadfast in what you want to do, committed, and you will achieve. And we want you to send these messages to your teachers. Okay, the lovely compliments that Wonder Boy has sent to his teachers. We want you to send the messages to the future learners who will be sitting in a hall like this one day, celebrating maybe the 60th anniversary of Shallcross Secondary School. And your messages will need to encourage them. This is what legacy is about. This is what generational change, the change from one generation to the other. This is what these generations are about. But we want you to be the catalyst, the spark that's going to inspire the learners who are sitting in a hall like this. Okay, I'm not sure whether I need to introduce. Okay, I'm going to. Okay, so our circuit manager has arrived. So I'm going to call upon Mr. Shandu to introduce our guest speaker. Okay, Mr. Ntiani. We can introduce him. We can introduce our guest speaker now. Okay. All right. Okay. So that's a change. I'm going to call upon Suresh. Okay, Suresh, to do the well wishes from the ex-students. Suresh, man? Oh, sorry, my mistake. Sorry, my apologies.